Thank you. I'm Mr. Lehner, and welcome to a nice camo edition of Mr. Lehner's Math Extravaganza. And in today's webisode, we're going to take a look at becoming an operations sleuth. Well, first of all, you might be saying, well, what's an operation? You already know that, though. Operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all those are different operations in math. You might be asking, well, what's a sleuth? A sleuth is someone that kind of solves mysteries. They go through and they're going to take a look at clues to help them solve mysteries. So a operation sleuth, what you're going to become is you're going to look at a word problem and figure out, do I need to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into these. Mr. Lehner is building a fence around the gym at Hazel Green. He needs the fence to be 11.5 feet by 5 3/4 feet. How many feet of fencing does Mr. Lehner need? Now let's figure this out. I know I'm putting up the fence. I know I need 11.5 feet by 5 3/4 feet, and I'm trying to find the total amount of feet that I'm going to need. Well, I'm going to draw a picture because I'm a visual person. Here's my picture. Here's Hazel Green's gym. There's 11.5 feet by 5 3/4 feet. Now, I noticed that I'm trying to find the total amount, and by going around the outside, that's the perimeter. Well, to find the perimeter, I can add all the sides together. So I can do 5 3/4 plus 5 3/4 plus 11.5 plus 11.5, which is going to equal 34.5 feet of fencing that's needed for my fence. Again, it's important to keep that unit on. Is it feet, inches, miles? It makes a big difference. You could have also done it a different way. I could have used multiplication and addition. I could have said 2 times 5 3/4 plus 2 times 11.5 feet is going to equal 34.5 feet. So there's a couple different ways I could have solved this problem, but we're finding the perimeter or the outside, the total here, which we're going to use addition, and in the second case we can use multiplication. Okay? Let's try another problem. In our second problem, it says Michelle shovels 1/3 of her driveway. Her friend Mackenzie shovels 1/3 of what remains. What part of the snow still needs to be shoveled? All right, well, let's visualize what we know. Michelle's going to come out with a shovel. Maybe some of you are helping your parents at home doing this. She shovels 1/3 of the driveway. Well, now there's what left. Mackenzie comes over and she's going to shovel 1/3 of what still remains in there. And I'm trying to find what part of the snow still needs to be shoveled. I'm going to draw a picture for this one too. Here's the driveway. Okay, so Michelle comes in and she shovels the 1/3. So this area here shows what she's already shoveled. Lucky for her, her friend Mackenzie's coming over. Mackenzie's going to shovel 1/3 of what's left. So she's not going to do a whole third, but she's going to do 1/3 of what's left. So a way to show this is to kind of break it up. Michelle already had shoveled that portion. Well, I'm going to break up the rest of the driveway into thirds. And if she's shoveling 1/3 of what was left, she's going to shovel a third there and a third there, which is 2 out of how many are here? 2 out of 2, 4, 6. So it's 2/6, which is the same as 1/3. She just shoveled 1/3 of what was left. So I just solved it. Michelle shoveled 1/3. Mackenzie actually shovels 2/6, or the same thing, 2/6 of what was left there, or 1/3. And then lastly, they want to know what still needs to be shoveled. So when I look, if I break up each into thirds, we start with our driveway here, and I broke it up into thirds. Well, out of the total amount in the driveway, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 pieces on here. Michelle did 3 out of 9, which is 1/3. And Mackenzie did 1/3 of what was left, so she did 2/6. What still needs to be shoveled? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of the total, which was out of 9. So 4/9 of the driveway. Ooh, that's a lunch bell. Get my stomach a little bit hungry over here. But 4/9 of the drive still needs to be shoveled. And again, we were using the division of our fractions here. So becoming that sleuth, I had to divide up the amount of work. It was like a grouping problem here. We had to group 1/3 there, group another third on that side there to find what was left. Oh, I know I didn't forget about your guys' problem. I gave you 2 examples this time, but it's still going to be your turn. You are now the operation sleuth, and you are going to solve our problem up here. It says, Miss Valley goes to the store to buy hamburgers for a Hazel Green cookout. She buys 2.5 pounds of hamburger. How many 1/4 pound patties can she make at the cookout? Get your paper ready, get that pencil out, go ahead, pause the video, and we'll see what you come up with. Okay, in this one I know that Miss Valley's going to buy 2.5 pounds of hamburger, and I'm trying to find how many 1/4 pound patties can she make. So again, I'm going to go to the pictures, it's just easier for me. Here's 1 pound, there's 2 pounds, here's a 1/2 pound. This is the 2.5 pounds that Miss Valley has. She's trying to make 1/4 pound patties. So in this pound, in 1 pound, I'm going to break it up into a fourth. This is a 1/4 pound, so I can get 4 out of that pound there. I can get 4 patties. I can get another 4 patties out of the second pound, and I only have a 1/2 pound here, so I can only get 2 patties. So at this cookout, I know that Miss Valley can make 10 1/4 pound patties at the cookout. Again, I pretend each one of these strips, I can ball that meat up, put it on my skillet or the grill it into a nice tasty cheeseburger or hamburger. Now, if she was doing it for our cookout, I sure hope she'd buy a little bit more meat because, I don't know, 10 1/4 pound burgers? That might feed Mr. Lehner, but what about everyone else at Hazelgreen? She might need to buy a little bit more. But again, we were going to be using division as our operation to help us solve the mystery of this problem. Thank you for tuning into that camouflage edition of Mr. Lehner's Math Extravaganza. As always, we'll see you next time.